Welcome to Wednesday's Revival, where we revive your creative spirits. Now today we're talking about a shoot that I did some time ago, about a couple weeks ago. It's this one right here. We're gonna break it down. The equipment I used, my thought process going into it, kind of where my head was at. So let's get into it. So the equipment that I used was obviously my Z-Cam. And then I used the Sigma 1835. Then I used the Atomos Ninja, which I'm using right now so I can record into ProRes, gives you all these different, you probably know what a monitor is if you're here. Then I used the Basecamp, Polar Pro Basecamp, which is this guy. You can put a bunch of filters, whether it's anamorphic filters, whether it's softeners, gradients, whatever it may be. So I used the Polar Pro Basecamp, and then I also used a hazer, which if you can't tell, I'm using it now. But a hazer is just meant to give you that atmospheric look. Now the shots were handheld because depending on whether I shoot tripod, gimbal, or handheld, depends on what shots I'm getting. If it's a time lapse where the picture just looks like a painting and it's absolutely gorgeous, then I'm gonna go with a tripod or a gimbal. Very small movement because the picture you're seeing is enough to keep you engaged. But when it comes to a shot of someone walking, unless they're walking behind a waterfall or into the sunset, if they're just walking on the street or they are running through a field, your picture's going to lack that quality that someone's gonna be really engaged with and feel like they are a part of it. So the handheld movements, or even you could have used a gimbal, those movements are gonna make it more interesting. It's just gonna make up for the lack of if the shot isn't absolutely amazing. That makes no sense. Does that make any sense? Do y'all kind of get it? If you have any questions, put it in the comments. I think I explained it. Ooh, favorite part about this. The reason I use the hazer is because it gives you that atmospheric tone, but also light bounces off of the little oil or water particles in the air when you use a hazer. So with it being the sun going down, that hazer gave these awesome sun rays poking through the trees, and that just made the shot 5 times better than if I weren't to have used that hazer. I got a question about the flares. Are they natural lens flares or were they filters or something? Those lens flares you saw kind of striping across the screen, if you don't know, that's an anamorphic look. There's a whole different type of lens called an anamorphic lens, which is basically created differently from a optical lens. I don't know, the spherical circle. But basically the blue morphic lens filters that Polar Pro gives you that very high budget anamorphic flare look. So that's what I used. Ooh, those shots were fun. I don't know if y'all know who the rapper Dax, is it Dax? He did this thing on TikTok where he shows the before and after for his music videos. And it was really cool. The cinematographer decided to put handles on his matte box. So there was a scene where he was holding onto the handles, like, I don't know, it looked like he was holding on to the viewer while they were running. So I got that idea. I didn't have handles, so I was being risky. They just held onto my matte box. But we spun around and it made it look like the viewer was engaged with them, holding on to him, spinning around, running in the field with them. So that was how I did that shot. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the pros and cons of the video. Pros, I love that I used the hazer because those sun rays came in and I thought that looked amazing. That was a pro. Another pro was the anamorphic filter. I thought that added so much. The anamorphic lens look. Cons of it were, I wish I were to have spent more time on the running shots because I did it once and there were times where I wish I would have had some more of those running type shots. I heard this from Mark Bone, shooting for a little more than normal, so maybe 10 to 15 seconds gives your subject time to be human. So at first they're kind of timid to what's gonna happen, and then as those seconds go on, they start to laugh, they start to become their natural self. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment what camera you're using. All right, I love y'all, really do. It only takes one to go set up a shoot. It only takes one to get this Helios lens. It's only 60 bucks, and it'll change your life. It only takes one to make a change, and it only takes one to change the world, and that could be you. See you next time.